Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Toma Sessions Live, and I am Richie Cruz, your host. So, for those who are going to be watching this, so Toma Sessions actually has three core values: be inspired, be informed, and be involved. Now, we have started this program in order to interview some personalities that have made a difference in the bar and beverage industry, and we're actually on our volume 3 of our guests. Okay, so our guest, but I will do an introduction first. We will be building the room. Good morning, Ed.
How are you?
Eduardo. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Richie.
So, thank you very much for waking up for us.
No. I was already woke up, but I had to take the dogs out and have to do a couple of things before being ready.
Okay, perfect. Let's wait maybe for the room to build up. There were some guests already a while ago, so I told them to come back in a few. So now is like 8:30 there, right?
It's 8:15.
Okay, perfect. All right. So actually, did you? I got a message also from Simon. Although I told him that I'll be guesting you.
Yeah. I sent him also a message.
Yeah. I told him you better watch because well, I brought in because the platform of Toma Sessions is really like a mini talk show, and I'm starting from brothers and friends outside the Philippines first, then going in. Because later this will be like an online dictionary. Online directory of bars in the Philippines. So we're gonna, of course, that won't be feasible now, but later on, once everything goes back to how it was, so we'll be really going around bars, interviewing managers, making cocktails, and then at least, like for example, you are coming over, so you know where to go. All right.
Okay,
so basically,
right.
that's how we plan things. Okay, so let's give it another three more minutes. But I have with me here my stash.
So you have no idea.
Yeah. I've been for now, because actually on the side. Well, this is a bar. We're in my school. But this is a school first, bar second. So, well, we haven't, obviously there's no classes yet, but I think come August, they might let us do online learning. So, when it comes to mezcal, actually on my shelf, I only have this and another one with, it's called the Mezcal Joven, I think, with the scorpion and the worm inside it. So I really bought that in where did I? Cabo San Lucas, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that was that's actually the old school mezcal, and this is the new mezcal. Actually, we'll go into that later. Once we start formally. Okay, shout out to our brother Salak Ricky. He is actually also a bartender from the north of the Philippines, Pampanga, no? And right now in the Philippines, we're really into being entrepreneurs. So we're doing bottled cocktails, and what do you call this? Bottled mocktails, all right? Eduardo Muestre.
That's me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. I was kinda confused. Okay.
I'm in the account of Siete Misterios, but my name is Eduardo, so...
Yeah. It's It's here. I'm gonna do an introduction. Okay, as
So if I have the chance, I could answer some messages.
Okay,
through the
perfect,
chat.
perfect. All right, I think we can start. This is a good number, and I think it will increase as we go along. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to introduce to you to our guest for today in Toma Sessions Live. Now, actually, he was born in Mexico City. And as it says here in his bio, as a child, he cannot keep still. With his sidekick and brother Julio, made a lot of pranks, no? And he knew that they will be partners for a really long time. So they started with an MKT agency working for Diageo, Cuervo, Bacardi, etc. And after getting tired of wasting precious ideas, so Mezcal showed him a different kind of story in which you can do what you want and get away with it. I want to ask about this statement later on. Shortly after, Los Siete Misterios was born as a personal self-consumption product, and suddenly he and Julio were on a plane to Vancouver to showcase L7M, and now Mezcal is a big trend worldwide, and I believe that 100%. I mean, once upon a time, that's why I was showing I was telling our guest the bottle I have with Scorpion, because once upon a time that really distinguishes mezcal from its neighbor or brother, which is tequila. You can, yeah, correct me on that later on. And today is not only mezcal, they import, export, distribute spirits, and keep creating other beautiful projects and brands inspired in Mexico's tradition and history, like Ron Valdeflores and Herbolaria Bitter. So as it is said here. And then Pangea, this a company also that is owned by our guest, and Valdeflores Ron. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us welcome all the way from New Mexico, Eduardo Muestre.
Mexico City. Thank you.
Mexico City, yes, Mexico City. All right, good morning to you,
Thank you.
Eduardo. It's an honor, and thank you for letting us interview you, so that at least my brothers and sisters in the bar industry in the Philippines will get to know more about one of your many products, which is the Siete Misterios Mezcal, which is actually distributed by Simon Cott of Apotheke Craft and Spirits.
Correct.
So maybe my first question to you, Eduardo, based on your bio. So you and Julio, your brother, is he the older one, the younger one?
No,
So-
he's younger, but he's only 1.5 years. So basically, we are the same age. That's why in the bio you mentioned we had so many time together, because we were basically only 1 year apart. So we had the same friends. We used to go to the park together, skateboarding together, making pranks, and then making like a lot of things together.
Okay, but basically, where are you from? What's your nationality? What's
Mexico.
your origin? Mexico. Okay.
Mexico City. We are born and raised in Mexico City.
Okay, but it says here also that okay. So how did that happen? Were you before you decided to go into the spirits business? Were you a hospitality major? Were you a business major when you were younger? So what's your background?
Yeah, I studied international business at college. And from there, I work a little bit with my dad. That he used to have a clothing brand and production of clothing, but that didn't work as good as I expected. So what I did was to start working with a BTL agency. It's a below the line agency.
Okay.
And that's what I noted, that I really was into creativity and to creating and into design and graphic things and all really, really visual. So at that time we work with Diageo. So we used to do a lot of work for Johnny Walker, for the reserve portfolio, Tanqueray 10, and I really loved how it was managed, how you could decide all the packaging, about the guidelines of the same brands, and a lot of stuff that was really amazing, and how to create campaigns, packaging, co-packs to make the brand grow without losing the identity of the brand. You know, you have to maintain the Pantone, and you also have to keep all the good guidelines. So that really interested me a lot, and from there we started working with Heineken, and it was the same thing. So after a couple of years working in that agency, I saw the opportunity to create my own agency. And it's really funny because Julio, my brother, he was working with Leo Burnett, the agency Leo Burnett.
Oh yeah, I know Leo Burnett, yeah.
But Leo Burnett, it's ATL, it's above the line. He was in charge of all the online information and advertising for Johnny Walker. So there was, when Johnny Walker started to sponsorship the Formula One, the McLaren team, the Mercedes McLaren, we had a project in common that was to launch that sponsorship to the Formula One and to create a packaging, and they will take the winners to the GP of Brazil. So once again, the world, the universe make us work together without even knowing it. So we started to saw that we were like a really good team, and from there, a year after, we decided to create our own agency. So we started to work with Pernod Ricard, with Domecq, some Corona beer, with Jose Cuervo, Bacardi, and started to make small things, and that's how we got into the spirits business. Not in the spirit per se, but more into the design and the packaging and all what refers into advertising.
Yeah, actually, this is we'll go more into the detail of this in a few. But okay, so after that, so did you put up your own how do you call this, distillery already, or how does what happened after that?
Well, after that, we, like you mentioned in the bio, well, it was kind of hard because as the guidelines could be like a real important guide, they can also be a really deceiving catalog or book, because you have to you can propose like a lot of promotions and a lot of work, but if the regional office in Latin America didn't approve it, all the project you were working in the last 3 months, it could go to the trash. So you need to get a lot of authorizations and a lot of things to go to get approved, and that could take up to 6 months. So it was really disappointing. So you invest a lot of time and a lot of creativity in one of the projects, and suddenly they just push it back because it didn't comply with what we were thinking. On in those 6 months, they changed a lot the view. So that could be disappointing. So in 2008 was a big crisis. So a lot of the creative staff, designers, and account represents in the big agency got together and started to mind micro agencies that offered the same services as we did, but like a really low cost, because they didn't have to pay any rent, they didn't have to pay any employees. So that became really hard to compete with. So we started to see another option. So that's when we take a look to mezcal, the old friend mezcal. We used to go a lot to the beaches of Puerto Escondido. That Puerto Escondido is in the Pacific Ocean, like 8-hour drive from Oaxaca.
Okay.
So it's basically it's in the belly you got from Mexico. So it's Guerrero, then it's Oaxaca, then you go to Chiapas, and after Chiapas is Guatemala and Belize and all Central America.
Yeah.
So in those trips, what we did is to drink a lot of mezcal. So that's the only thing we did. We only drink mezcal, and it was like kind of a tradition to change the city spirits, like a gin, like vodka, or any other thing. Look, Simone says that he loves Puerto Escondido.
Hello, Simone Budini. How are you? Welcome. Shout out.
Yeah, he
Go ahead.
Mezcal Se Busca. I know him through a good friend of us that it's Eliana Nunez, who lives in Oaxaca. And so it became like a tradition to drink only mezcal in that trip. So in one of the trips, we were bar hopping in Puerto Escondido, and what we did was to go to a bar. Then they poured me a mezcal. This was around 2007, between 2007 and 2008, something like that.
Okay.
So I started to drink, like, I asked a mezcal, they poured me one mezcal. I asked for a second mezcal, they poured me a total different mezcal. And then in the third one, they served me something that was really different to the other two. So I asked the bartender why they taste so different and what was with that. So he told me that they were made from different agaves and they have different production process, and also they come from different regions. So those two drinks are the key things for me that make a mezcal unique and it makes it so different from any other spirit. That it's really basic because it's a terroir, it's the plant, and it's the process.
Yes.
So after that third mezcal, I told Julio, if we don't wake up too hangover tomorrow, let's rent a car and make a trip from Puerto Escondido to Oaxaca, and let's learn more about mezcal. So the next day, there is a saying in Mexico that mezcal doesn't give you any hangover because of the chemical composition. That is true, as long as you don't drink any other alcoholic, spirit or any other beer. Because if you drink a beer, then you're gonna mix, and mezcal is really, really jealous. So you can drink a full bottle of mezcal in one night, and if you pair it with only water, then the next day you are gonna be fine. Also, it has to be like a good quality mezcal. So the next day we woke up fine. We rented a car and we started the trip to Puerto Escondido, from Puerto Escondido to Oaxaca. That was through the road of Juquila that goes through Sola de Vega. Obviously, we stopped in Sola de Vega and in other villages, and we managed to get to Oaxaca with approximately 40 liters of mezcal in bulk. You can buy them in soda bottles, in water bottles, and that was like the opening and the illumination we had with mezcal. That was the first approach with really going into the source. So after that trip, we decided to let's make things different. Let's not only spend time in the beach. Let's also learn more about mezcal. So we divided the days between going to the beach and also going to learn more about mezcal. And that's how we learn more about the knowledge we had about mezcal. So after a while and after the crisis, we managed to gather at our place. We had around I don't know, maybe 200 different mezcals. So we have them. It's funny because we have them in small bottles like this. So you can see here that I place the lot number, the date of production, and that's how I have some mezcals, and I don't even know what they are. So we started to invite some friends to our place. We started once a month. So, hey man, do you want to try something really amazing? And say, okay, what are you talking about? Let's try some mezcal. At first, they were really skeptical because they would say, okay, mezcal is like a really bad beverage, and you can go blind, and it's only for. It was really was the underdog. It was underappreciated. So
yes.
So we started by transforming and changing and converting one by one of our friends into mezcal. So we started to make it once a month. Then we started to make it once every 2 weeks. And after a while, when you really got into mezcal, you cannot drink any other spirit. I don't know what happens if mezcal changes you or what happens, but you only have to drink mezcal. So every time we went to a restaurant or a bar, what we did was to bottle some mezcal in glass bottles. We printed a label that we taped into the bottle. We go into the place, we paid an uncork fee, and that's what we drink. And funny, because what was left of the bottle, that was approximately 1/4 or 1/3 of the mezcal, we'll leave it as a present to the manager or the bartender or the staff. So here's what happened after. They started to pour that mezcal to their customers that they knew they love mezcal. So the next time we went into those places, they started to ask, "Hey man, where can we buy your stuff?" And we were like, "Okay, it's not for sale. It's under the counter. It doesn't have any permits. It's not. It's illegal totally. So we cannot sell it to you." So we started to make it, and then we went to a different restaurant, and the same thing happened. So after like 3 months of receiving this
good feedback.
Good feedback, exactly. We said, "Okay, man, I think we should explore about the opportunity to start to make something with this." So on the other side, we knew how the mezcal was in the communities. Like, they don't produce mezcal all year. I mean, in Sola de Vega particularly, they produce around I don't know, at most maybe 400 liters per year. Sometimes they produce less. So it's really ineffective. The yield is really low, and they don't live from mezcal. They used to make an additional activity like agriculture or construction or any other job, but mezcal was not part of their main income. So Julio and I talked it and say, "Okay, what can we do? Do you think it's a good way to start? Can we make it happen? I mean, let's talk to the producers and see if they are open to start making money from mezcal." So that was in 2009. So we went back to Oaxaca. We had a meeting with all the producers and said, "Okay, guys, this is happening. You know, we love your product. We know we love you, and we have like a great deep appreciation for all of you, and especially for opening your doors to us and welcoming me into your house. But it's happening this. So what do you think? Do you think we can give it a chance and start to make it happen?" They say yes, and after they say yes, it was almost like a marriage proposal. After they say yes, we started to buy mezcal from them. So asking your first question, that if we have our own distillery, I think that, at least 11 years ago, the only people that produced mezcal was the same producers, and no one was that there had that energy to build a distillery and start to produce something that could not be understood. Because so far, mezcal is made so artisanal. If you go to Oaxaca, it's like making some moonshine, some really ancient spirit, and it cannot be like measured. You cannot have know the process or the yeast that they are using, the type of wood, when the oven is ready. So it's like the total opposite thing about from tequila. So we decided, okay, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it with one main goal, that is to maintain and preserve all the tradition and manners on how mezcal is made and how it is consumed. For us, it was really important to have it as pure as it can be, only to make it 2 filtrations and then go straight into the bottle to get like the real thing and to pay the proper respect to the producers that had been making it for 3 or 4 generations.
Okay, so you have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And that's how that was only finishing, and that's how we started it.
Okay. So, knowing that, so basically, it's a collaboration between you and the artisanal person who produces the one inside the content.
Exactly.
Okay, but you had the say of the final taste. So basically, how many? Okay, I don't know if you can answer this or not, but I'm pretty sure before you got to the final taste, it took a lot of taste tests before you find your formula of it's like, okay, this is it, this is what we want, So how long did the process take? A month or a year?
Well, it all depends. As I told during the last intervention, they produce a really low mezcal. They don't produce a lot of quantity. They produce little mezcal. So what we had is that after going for 2 years, we knew exactly what mezcals taste like a great batches from okay batches, and we knew like, okay, this batch from this producer, I think it's the best one he had in the 2 years we have come. And then we started to ask questions to that producer. Okay, what did you make different? What do you remember about this batch? What do you remember about this? So we tell them, okay, this is the best mezcal we have from you, and this is what we need, what we would like to produce you all the time. That Julio
Your brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yes. Hola, Julio. Thank you for joining us. Okay, shout out to all your friends, to all of Eduardo's friends who's joining us right now. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so it's interesting because okay, maybe now I can ask you about what's the myth there between of putting scorpions or worms inside the old school mezcal? No, is there like a superstition about that? Would you know?
I think it's more about well, in the case of the worm, the mezcal was known about the worm, but someone too thought it might be clever or different to have its own marketing, like its own trademark. So instead of putting a worm, they put a scorpion.
Okay, so marketing. Basically, it's a marketing style. In fact, I read in one book also that if you are the one to finish the worm or the scorpion, you can see the future.
If I what? Sorry?
If you are the one who was able to eat the worm or the scorpion,
okay,
you can able to predict the future.
Really?
Yeah, because you're drunk already by the time. No, I read that in one book. No, so well, of course, it's a joke, but then again, it's good that one of the reasons also I was really excited to have you is because future hangover. See, Simon Bodini agrees with me. No, yes, because of that. I mean, there are a lot of I consider mezcal to be like an underdog before, especially here in the Philippines, because we are. I mean, for what it's worth, I really take my hats off to Simon of Apoteki because he brought in some brands really that are of high quality, and there is a segment like you call the small batch or the artisanal, and that's a relatively new concept for the majority here. I mean, I'm speaking for myself as a consumer also, and as a bartender. So I'm happy that we slowly but surely the brands outside the Philippines is making a mark here in the Philippines. Now, my next question would be: let's go to the label. Now, I've been fascinated with what is the logic or what is the story behind having skulls or bones for a tequila or a
it's a skulls, and they are called Catrinas. So once we had like, okay, we're gonna make mezcal. Now we know what. Now we need a name. That the name it's Seven Mysteries. And also it's easy to pronounce. And Siete Misterios or Seven Mysteries, it's like the number seven is really Kabbalistic number, and it's present in a lot of cultures. So once we had the name, now we needed an image that was really like had a lot of impact.
Okay.
So we needed something that represent the Mexico we love. We wanted to break like all the mariachi and tequila and all the previous conceptions of the Mexico that all around the globe had, and present a Mexico that we felt comfortable with. And that's where Julio had the idea, okay, why don't we use Catrinas? And we say, okay, let's make some research about the Catrinas. And that's where we get to Jose Guadalupe Posada. Jose Guadalupe Posada is an illustrator and graphic designer from the 19th century who created the skulls only for Day of the Dead or Dia de Muertos. So he created those characters, and they were only as skeletons. So, but it was in one of his drawings that it was called Fifi, that was a social critical cartoon. To that time, that he first created represented a woman in the skull. So she put a hat, and he made kind of a feminine. And it was Diego Rivera in his masterpiece that it's Sunday Afternoon in the Central Alameda, in which by the first time he represented a full Catrina dressed in the traditional, really fancy, really top-notch, elegant dress.
Yeah.
So we decided to make it because also the Mexican culture, we have a really, really good relationship with that. From the Aztecs, from the and all the pre-Hispanic times, they used to pay a lot of homage. And we have, for example, the 1 and 2nd of November, we put an altar, and we really pay tribute to all the deads. And it's a really nice tradition we wanted to represent in the labels. It's funny because years after we thought about this image, then Pixar or Disney, I don't know which one of them, launched the movie Coco. That I don't know if you already saw that movie.
No. Chicken? Coco? Chicken?
No, Coco. Like coconut?
Coco. No. Sorry. No. Yeah, no.
You have to see it. It's really true, and it's really, you will understand why the death and why all that.
Okay, but correct me. I want to understand. So, Katrina, is this a person or is this like a concept? Katrina.
Katrina, it's a concept. It's a concept of a skull dressed as a woman.
I see. Okay. I learned something new today. Okay, so that is a Katrina. Okay. Now, but so the book, is this like a Bible or?
Yeah, well, in that bottle, I think I have other one here. So this one is also, it's the same product but has a different label. Yeah. So for this line, this is called the Dobaji. So when we started the brand, we have first the one that were distilled in clay pot. For example, this could be a Catrina.
I see. Okay.
So you can see that all the characters are our skulls.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
At the first time, we started to work with Sola de Vega, and we have mezcal distilled in clay pot. So we have espadín, barril, mexicano, tarroqueño, and tobala. But after a while, when you distill in clay pot, you have a loss of about 40%. So the mezcal was really expensive. And one of our friends that is from Canada, and some bartenders say, man, if you want to sell a little bit more, you need a product that can be used in the well, and you can use it in cocktails. That has to be at a more affordable price. I mean, the espadín in clay pot is it's incredible, but we really need something that was a little bit cheaper without sacrificing any quality. So that's when we launched the Dobaye. The Dobaye, it's in Zapotec language and means agave espadín. But this one is distilled in copper. So in the ones that were with clay, we had already a story telling by all the labels. So we wanted to create a new identity. So we had 3 different characters for the Dobaye that are the main representatives of the Mexican independence. So that woman there is José Ortiz de Domínguez. That was the person that gave all the. I think that she rang the bell in the Mexican independence. So we have here José María Morelos, and we have that's why they are dressed in like a really revolutionary outfits. So for the Dobaye, they represent the 3 most important or most iconic characters of the Mexican independence.
Okay, so both of you brothers thought of this concept about the tying this with the revolution or the
independence. Yes.
Independence of. Okay, nice. So this side label is just like burning something.
It's no. It's the spines of the agave leaf.
Okay. I thought it was part of the revolution.
No.
You burned something.
No,
okay.
This is we want to resemble the agave leaves. That if you look, the cut of the agave has kind of the waves around it. That it's the space between the spines.
Okay. Now let's go. Since you mentioned that, you personally, as a mezcal owner or producer, no, what is the main difference for you? How do you differentiate really a mezcal from a tequila?
Well, I think it's really for me. It's simple. It took me some time to really understand the difference. One can be the agave. Mm-hmm. The agave, because to make tequila you can only use blue agave, and to make mezcal there are approximately 45 different species that grows in all the country. So, and also you can blend in between them to make more complex mezcal. Second, it's a type of production that, for example, in order to make tequila, most of the tequilas are cooked by steam in the brink oven, and to make mezcal, it's an under earth oven. So you close it, and that's where you get all the flavors. To make the fermentation, in the case of tequila, they might use wood, they might use stainless steel, and to mezcal they can ferment in wood. They can use rock, they can use leather, in some cases, extreme cases, some plastic, because they don't have access to any other tools or inox or wood. And the distillation. At the case of distillation, in tequila they can use diffuser, they can use column, they can use a stainless steel alembic, and they are usually really large machinery. In the case of mezcal, you can use clay pot, you can use wood, you can use copper, you can use Like depends on what region you visit. It's tradition and manners on how they are distilling and making the mezcal.
Okay. Let's go back to you to the. Okay, so now I know the difference between because one thing that makes it how they call it a bit challenging, no, for me, for example, to appreciate. A foreign brand, let's say this or tequila, is because I haven't really seen in the flesh, or maybe even tasted in the flesh an agave or what do you call this? A blue versus agave in Oaxaca, right? Oaxaca versus Mexico. So, but that's why talking to you, the producer itself, it gives me I'm there in the clearer picture. Although it's interesting to know that there are a lot of species of agave. So does that mean, for example, for this one, how many species did you use, or is there like one kind only, or a blend?
It's one kind. It's one kind. Just another big difference that it's also one of the most important. It's the type of tequila and type of mezcal that exists. For tequila, there are two types. One is the mixto, that is 51% agave and 49% other sugars. And in the case of mezcal, it can be only 100% agave. Before 2017, there was type 1 and type 2. One was 100% agave, and the other was 80% agave and 20% other sugars. But after the reform of the mezcal rules, they changed it to be 100% agave.
Agave.
Okay, and also, just some information, in 2018, the production of tequila was 300 million liters, and the production of mezcal was 5 million liters. So,
wow, it's the difference is really
it's gigantic. It's
yes. Well, I mean, I still hats off to you guys, because it's a niche market, and of course with that 5 million, at least in a market that is growing in terms of being educated of different spirits, no, being able to how do you call this? Being able to introduce a product like your story. It just started with word of mouth, and then it grew. It's something that is worth. I mean, me personally, it's something that is really striving. I mean, it's something to work hard for. So. Hats off to you, brothers. Now, one more question regarding the bottle. Why is it cork?
Why cork?
Yeah.
Well, we like the way it looks. It makes it more artisanal.
Elegant.
Instead of
yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And I think that mezcal it's not that large or interesting as other spirits to piracy and any other thing. So we think it's used, and also the volumes they permit us to have the use of cork.
I see. Okay, now let's go back to you, Eduardo. So, did you learn any bartending stuff or whatnot? I mean, since you are you mentioned that although you've been exposed to bartenders, I'm pretty sure because of your bio, no? But what did you have to step it up a notch in bartending because this time you own a product?
No, I don't know nothing about bartending.
Okay, but of course, what's
I think that Julio is more about into bartending and making cocktails and to do it.
Okay. So it's really more, but so because as it is, no. Personally, if you've seen me, I've I was taking sips already. No, I'm ahead of you because it's nighttime. It's still breakfast there. I see this as a sipping drink. More than. Of course, it goes well with the margarita. No, a mezcal margarita. I would use this, but as a sipping drink, like if you notice, even with just maybe 15, because I'm taking it easy. So the aroma. Can you tell us what makes this like sort of, for me it's like a barbecue or it's like a chipotle or a smoked barbecue kind of sauce? No, what makes it have that characteristic?
Well, that comes from the cooking process. Like I said, what they do is to dig a hole in the dirt. It's approximately 1.5 meters deep. So what they do next is to put some wood. It can change. It can be pine. It can be, usually it's local wood that they use, and they burn it up. Then on top of it, they put some river rocks. And one day that it's burning, they put some agave leaves so the agave doesn't burn too much. They put the agave, and then they cover it with another agave leaves, plantain leaves, and they put some dirt sacks on top. They cover it with dirt and leave it there for 3 days. So as it doesn't have to breathe all the smoke, it's contained inside that oven, and that's where you get all the smoky flavor.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, in most of the cases, the wood it's used through the whole process, so there is a lot of smoke. But mainly the smoky flavors come from the production, from the cooking process.
Because I like it. I really like the chipotle, the smoky barbecue type of taste and aroma. Maybe we can ask Julio, if Julio's listening, since you're the bartender, as mentioned. Maybe do you have any recommended cocktail for a mezcal, for Siete Misterios? Maybe 1 to 3 cocktails on your mind, Julio, if you're listening right now.
I think he's going to say the Naked and Famous.
Yes.
Also Mezcal Negroni. It's a good
Mezcal Negroni. Okay.
Taste.
Yeah. Okay. I will try that tomorrow. I will try that.
Yeah. Also another one pretty simple. It's you can make a mezcal mule.
Oh yeah. Yes. Ginger.
Ginger beer. Mezcal tonic. So
it's easy. Easy drinking and okay. Simone Bodini is
Simone is making some
recommendations. Okay, Simone, I'll make a video. Actually, I have a YouTube channel, and then I have a portion there with cocktails. So we will feature your brand, and we'll do some twists of these cocktails. So old fashioned, Negroni, margarita, the mule, and the mezcal tonic. And just open a coconut and pour mezcal inside. Okay. So mezcal coco, huh? Well, yeah. Why not? Yes, I think that's a good. Naked and Famous. Okay, sorry, I'm pardon my ignorance. What is Naked and Famous?
I think Julio knows the exact ingredients.
Okay, but you call the cocktail Naked and Famous. Okay, I will research that Naked and Famous, because so far when I'm using this, it's sipping, or I will do a margarita but with hot sauce. That's how I would do this, because I love spicy. No.
I think that right now mezcal has a lot of cocktails to be used. So the ingredients for the Naked and Famous. Oh, there's Julio.
Okay.
That it's mezcal, yellow chartreuse.
Perfect. Okay. I have everything. I have yellow chartreuse here. So okay. I think I know what to drink tomorrow. Okay, one more question.
And also, just going into the cocktails and that you mentioned it. So we went to this Dabaje because we already have an espadin that was an espadin distilled in clay pot. So it was expensive to be used in the Walling cocktails. So in 2013, we decided to launch a mezcal that was distilled in copper. Because one interesting thing is that there is 3 types of mezcal. It's the one called mezcal, that is the industrial mezcal, in which they use diffuser. There are, I think, maybe 2 or 3 brands only that use the diffuser and make the mezcal industrial way. Mm-hmm. There is the artisanal mezcal that uses copper pot still, mm-hmm. and use the traditional taona. And it's the ancestral mezcal. That the ancestral mezcal, it's hand smashed or used taona, but you distilled in clay pots. Or it's also the Philippine distiller.
That's why Simone was saying Filipino a while ago,
Yes.
Okay. So, which Filipino distiller?
It's a two clay pots. That one clay pot. It's on the bottom where you
call it Filipino. Okay.
Yes, and then on the top you put a diffuser. So, and then goes a condenser on top, and that's how you start to distill it with fire. I think that in the Siete Misterios Instagram has to be some pictures of it.
Okay.
And so we have it, but we needed to make a new name. So we also made some tryouts to see what was the correct ABV to proof it to. So it can be great drinking it by sips, and if you drink it straight, then you can have all the characteristics and aromas and flavors from a great mezcal. And if you use it in clay pots, and if you use it in cocktails, then you won't lose the flavor, and it won't be faded out with all the other ingredients you use. So that's why we downloaded to 44%. So at 44% was the perfect percentage from us, the ABV, that you can drink it straight and use it in cocktails without sacrificing any flavors and any other aromas of the mezcal.
Thank you, Simone. I should guest you here maybe next month, because you've been very helpful in giving also some trivia. No, I will message you later after the show. Actually, now I'm putting our local orange with the mezcal because it's also a good combination. Okay, let me ask you now about the present situation. How are you guys there in New Mexico now in terms of, let's ask the country first. How is New Mexico doing? Are the bars open? Is it still locked down?
In Mexico in general, we are still in the contingency. As for Mexico City, just remember that New Mexico, it's a state from the U.S. New Mexico, it's not Mexico.
Yes.
So in Mexico City, all the bars are closed. Restaurants just opened 1 week ago, and but they are working at a 30% capacity. So a lot of bars are offering cocktails to go, bottled cocktails and delivery. So it's been a really hard 4 months. So we have been struggling a lot, and sales are basically zero. And as for mezcals, exports are also really, really low. And I guess it's because we are in the same position as in Mexico. Not everything it's open yet, and we will have like a lot of new cases, and going well and then going bad, and I think it's going to take some time before it goes back to a more stable.
Okay. So, but for the meantime, since you have a marketing background, so to speak, so what have you been doing to for visibility and so that, well, as a marketing person, so how are you coping up so the brand is still pretty much alive and kicking?
We have been doing a lot of social media and also making a lot of talks. We have been making some Instagram live, some
I see.
Zoom meetings, like a lot of. It's kind of funny because before of this, it was more about answering messages, but we have always had these video calls. So now we are exploding in a little bit more. So we have a little bit more chats. We connect more with the people. And in the marketing business, we are working in the launch of new products. So we took the opportunity in this contingency to create and develop a new line of products that hopefully we can see it on the market this year. And I think it would be really interesting, a really great launching to see something focused in a new way to drink mezcal.
No, I mean, like, that's why it's good to have, like I said a while ago, it's good to have you here, and I'm pretty sure also you've been invited in other platforms to do talks, because basically that's what this situation has brought us. I mean, communication is much easier now. It's because we have more time on our hands, and it's also one way of knowing a product on a more up close and personal level, as well as the person that did it. That's why Toma, I'm pretty sure we have the same meaning. Tomar, no? Tomar. To drink. So basically that's where the title of the channel came from. So
okay.
Look,
here is I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. This is how the Filipino or clay pot looks like.
Okay.
So that's the bottom clay. Then you can see there that it's the two clay pots. That one is hollow, and you can see down here that it's this one. It's the condenser. So it goes all the way up.
Okay, guys, I hope you can see that. Yeah, actually, my next question to you. With that being said, have you considered going to Manila or to the Philippines before this struck, or any plans to go after?
I think it was this year. I don't recall if this was this year, but or was last year. But as Simon, they also distribute Ocho Tequila.
Yeah,
I think that they had a Thomas Estes. No, Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse Estes.
Estes came here. Jesse came here to my school. Yeah, he gave a master class also.
Yeah, we were going to make it in that trip, but then Simon last year, October, November. So we were thinking about going to go with Simon, but last minute we have to cancel it. So we didn't get the chance to go, but we would love to.
Yeah, because now that you mentioned it, I remember, because we are known also for making clay pots. That's why you have that in your place. In here, somewhere in the north, we have a place that offers workshop for making clay pots. So I think if you come, you that's part of your itinerary, because also before we would make fermentation in these Bornai jars. We call them Bornai jars, no? It's clay pots, and then we put like beeswax or somewhat a cheesecloth, So I think that's where that came from. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. You were saying something?
Yeah, that maybe next year we can go. We really want to go.
Okay.
There are a lot of countries we are selling the mezcal that we haven't able to go with, and one of them it's Asia. I would love to go there.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so shout out to Simon Cott of Apoteki, Craft and Spirits. So at least this is breaking the ice, because like I said, this is like a platform for everybody to get to know the people, or our brothers and sisters in the bar industry in a more up close and personal manner. But actually right now I'm still trying to see which platform, if it's Instagram, if it's Facebook, or if it's YouTube. But apparently I think the more accessible platform is either Facebook and Instagram. So this one will be recorded, and then we will upload it in our YouTube channel. Okay, so let me ask you maybe last two questions before we Okay, so sorry, so I told you 1 hour we get cut, but it's okay. Well, we're down to the last three questions with our guest from Siete Misterios Mezcal, Eduardo Muestre. Eduardo Muestre. There you go. Let's do this. So there you go. Welcome back. So as I was saying, Instagram is really strict on 1 hour. Then it gets cut, and then it uploads. Actually, one of my last three questions is how is, like, for example, it's 9:15 in the morning, right?
Yes.
So what is a typical day like for you now?
For me, okay.
During the last 4 months, how's a day like?
Well, I basically do the same thing, except every day, all day, I wash dishes. I don't know if that happens also in Philippines.
Of course.
Because you wash all the dishes and then you turn back, you go back again, and it's what the fuck? What happened, man? It's all full of dishes. No.
Are you a big family?
In my house?
Yeah.
No. I live by myself. I have only two dogs.
Okay.
Figaro and Annie. Only the three of us.
Okay.
So I wake up around 7 a.m. Then I take some coffee. I go and take the dogs out for a walk. Then come back, make some exercise, maybe some yoga or some record class or something, an online class. Then take a bath, take a shower, have breakfast, and then start to work and start to see how are things going, what we can do, where we can move forward, to see how we can make it work for all of us.
Okay.
So then it's cleaning up the house and just be patient and to see how we can make it happen. Sometimes I answer the social media of Siete Misterios, so it's like really, it seems like a quiet time, but I think I'm as busy as it was like a regular office day.
Yep. I agree with you. In fact, now it's a different kind of busy, but still pretty much busy. Okay, my last, second to the last question. You personally, before you were in this business, and since you're exposed to the alcohol industry, what's your three favorite cocktails?
Well, right now I have to be honest. I stopped drinking about 5 years ago.
Oh, good! Congratulations, then.
Thank you. So before those 5 years, I think that there were not too many cocktails, but I think one of them might be the Negroni. I think that that Negroni, it's really good, and I think that's the only cocktail I got the chance to drink before
So you're more cerveza. You're more cerveza.
Well, yeah, in Mexico
Before?
was about beer. Well, actually, in Mexico it's really odd because the cocktail scene has approximately 7 years. So the first bar that opened was Limantur, that it's
Yes.
that it's one of the 50 best.
Yes, yes.
But it took like a really, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years to really people got into cocktails. I remember that one of the owners, that it's Benjamin Padron, he told me, because every time I went to the bar, I asked for a mezcal and a beer, and he was like telling me, man, what the hell? You are in a cocktail bar. Stop like ordering if you were in any cantina or any other bar. You can ask for more complex things here. You can have a beer and a mezcal everywhere, even in a taco place. So
Yes,
that really got into my head and say, okay, man, maybe we need to start to open into cocktails.
Yeah, no, you're actually, you know what? You and Mexico and Philippines are really somewhat the same in some respects, because normally it's really simple. Drinking is simple, you know, one shot and one beer, that's it. But of course,
Exactly.
we need to grow, and that's where thank goodness for exchange of culture and ideas from guest chefs, from social media, and master classes. That's why even cocktails are now, actually, even here we are really advocating good quality cocktails. But then again, at home. Now it's at home, so whatever you can grab, maybe in I don't know, maybe in a convenience store, or because here we have a different kind of how do you call this, quarantine or policies when it comes to contingencies, as you mentioned. So we have our own set of rules, and well, so far it's we can buy alcohol now. Last month we weren't able to do so. It was very limited. Alcohol was banned. Now there are some cities again that are being how do you call this, prohibited in buying alcohol. But overall, in fact, I don't know if you've heard of this contest, the confinement bartender, right? So in social media, there are a lot now of contests on making cocktails at home. So it's good also for people like the common person to learn about cocktails, and the bartenders to still kind of practice their profession. Okay, so last question would be, how do you see yourself or the company maybe 10 years from now? Let's talk about
10 years, wow.
yeah, the future. I mean, if you thought of it that long, because like this situation now is a surprise, right? It surprised everybody. So, but have you like made a forecast, like in 10 years time, this is where we are, or do you take it one day at a time?
Well, no, we have a short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. Right now, this year we have it's the 10th anniversary, so we are in the first 10 years, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, things are not as we would expect it. And I don't know if it's the industry or if it's the mezcal industry or the world situation that has made things a little bit harder. But maybe in 10 years, where I see myself and in the brand, I don't think I would be living in Mexico City. The most probably thing is that I would live either in Puerto Escondido or some Oaxaca beach, or in Oaxaca. I see the brand with its own distillery. I see the brand with a lot of agave fields, and have a way of process in which we involve the community. Try to make them a part of it, and try to raise the quality of life for all the people that have been making mezcal. I don't know if maybe it's a sustained agriculture or some program. Maybe their children would be at college, but definitely I do see the brand in 10 years in the market as one of the leaders in the mezcal industry. Perhaps not in the terms of volume, but do in terms of quality and the good work and good labor we are doing everywhere. I mean, there are a lot of independent brands that are making like amazing job. One of them, for example, I have it's Maison Ferrand. The guys from Cognac Ferrand, that they do incredible work. We have the whiskey mixers.
Yes.
They also make amazing things. I mean, that would be like one of the, to get to that company size would be one of the goals in 10 years. Yes, they are the example to follow.
Nice. Okay, so maybe with that, can you give us a final word of inspiration for our audience right now?
Yeah, I think it's a confinement crisis, and all these difficult times are times to rethink and to reshape yourself. A lot of people was posting at the beginning of the quarantine that you need to read a book or to learn to play an instrument or to do something in this quarantine. But I think that the real thing is to reconnect to yourself and to see if what you are doing really makes you happy, or if you are doing it mechanically. I mean, right now it's the time to maybe close chapters, to close things and start over in something maybe total different, with a different focus, with a different attitude, everything. I can see a lot of people that are in the same comfort zone, and they couldn't get the chance to find themselves. In my case, I just saw that I love Siete Misterios, I love the brand, and I love creating, and I love everything that we... Gracias. Everything that we represent, and being without income and without sales and everything gives you the chance to start something. I mean, it might sound too optimistic, but I think that every day we also have to be really grateful with all the things we have.
Yep, I agree 100%. In fact, yeah, it's all in the mind, and you know, we really have to reinvent ourselves. In fact, I was telling all my guests, I unlearned to cook. No, I know if you're washing the dishes, I'm washing pans also because I'm cooking.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really, what the fuck am I doing, you know? But yeah, it's a global thing, and it's good to see a different outlook every time I do this show, and you know, appreciating, because here I see only a skull, right? Here I see a skull with a dress. Now I understand who this lady is, you know, and this is something that we may read this in a website, we may read this in Instagram post, but coming from the maker itself, it's really something that we are happy and humbled and proud of. And thank you to you, Eduardo.
Thank
and
you.
That actually, cheers to 10 years. I'll teach you 3 words before we end this. 3 words in Tagalog, in Filipino. Okay?
Okay.
Tagay hanggang mamatay. Okay? I repeat. Tagay hanggang mamatay. Now that means
Tagay
Tagay hanggang
hanggang
mamatay.
mamatay.
Yes, again. Tagay
Tagay
hanggang mamatay.
mamatay.
Now, in
Okay.
English, it means drink till you die. It means drink till you die. Okay, but
I think it's a little
okay.
bit extreme.
Yeah, no, but let me explain. It means drink till you die, but it also means figuratively that I will die with my passion.
Okay.
Because basically, I was talking about this to a few weeks ago with Jared Brown. So you know Jared Brown, right? Of Sip Smith Gin.
Yeah.
So he is almost, he's like it's an OG, no? But he's still pretty much in the business, in the game, and that's one of the things. I don't know. Maybe I still want to be a bartender if my hair is gray and until the last breath. No, that's why I said tagay hanggang mamatay. Okay. So you learned 3 words now. So Simon
Excellent.
knows that also. Simon knows those words also. So it means drink till we die or tagay hanggang mamatay. Okay?
Great.
So
Thank you so much.
Eduardo, yeah, thank you very
Pleasure.
much. So again, props also to Simon Cot of Apoteki Crafted Spirits, distributor of Mezcal Siete Misterios and other fine artisanal spirits.
Exactly.
And please, your final, you can invite them again as a final, our final line for this show. Go ahead, Eduardo.
Yeah, and also I want to say to close the show and invite people to try mezcal. A lot of people think that maybe mezcal is too strong, is too smoky, is not your spirit. But as I said previously, there are approximately 45 different species, and there are different methods of production. So what I recommend to everybody is to try as much mezcals as you can, because there will be one mezcal there that it's waiting for you that will definitely blow your mind. And also support independent brands, because
Exactly.
all the big brands and all the major producers and spirits company, they have it covered. They have insurances, they have multi-millions of dollars, but the small independent companies like us, in where we are only 7 employees, we are struggling a lot, and we will really appreciate to continue this business for a really long time. So support any independent commerce, any independent store, your independent bar, your local business, because that will make definitely the difference in this quarantine.
There you go. I can't say it any better. Yes, support independent business owners. And yeah, with that, again, thank you to all your
Thank you.
friends that actually viewed now and joined us, as well as our viewers in Toma Sessions Live. So with that, Eduardo, you enjoy your day. Thank you very
Thank you,
much. We're
Richie.
just here. Just give us a bell. Maybe
Take care.
maybe in a year's time we'll do this again. Okay?
Absolutely, maybe live. Who knows?
Yes.
go.
Indeed. Shout out to Simon. All right?
I will
Okay,
say.
man.
Take care.
Enjoy. Gracias.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much, Eduardo. That was a very, 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 very informative Toma sessions with regards to mezcal. So yeah, this is one thing I really like about what we're doing in Toma sessions. We learn a lot. And not only us, but you as well, who's viewing this right now. You know, especially for the young generation that are just entering the beverage industry or the bartending industry. It's always nice to know these things live or fresh, especially from the producers themselves. Okay, so with that, thank you very much again for joining us. This has been Richie Cruz of Toma Sessions Live. So, as I always say, hashtag I love bartending, hashtag Toma Sessions, and hashtag tagay hanggang mamatay. I'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching this episode of Toma Sessions.